All right, guys, our guest tonight is TNA Star Robbie E. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, what's going on? But you know what? TNA Star, not really enough. You could have added more to it. You could have said I had the best hair in pro wrestling history. Could have said I'm a former X Division champ, television champ, two-time tag champ. I mean, come on, Bill, hype me up a little bit more, bro.
We have a bunch of questions that will hype you up. This is a whole interview built to hype you up. Listen, bro, I'm fist pumping you, bro. Come on, man. I'm trying already.
I'm gonna let it slide.
Thank you. Well, listen, let's talk. You're also a reality star. One thing you didn't mention, you're a reality star now. You and your girlfriend, Brooke Adams, will be competing on the 25th season of The Amazing Race. The show premieres Friday, September 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS. What were some of the similarities and differences between wrestling and reality television, and what should the fans expect from you in this competition?
When you think of me, when you think of Brooke, you think of two of the wildest, craziest people in wrestling. So I think we're perfect for reality TV, and we're the perfect two people to race around the world and do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So, it is going to be wild. It's going to be an exciting 12 weeks, and you are going to see a side of Robbie E. You're going to see Robbie E. do things you probably didn't think he would ever be willing to do. Let's just say I don't like animals.
Oh, man. Mike Chiari, next question.
Robbie, having had the opportunity to travel the world as a professional wrestler, in what ways do you think that experience helps yourself and Brooke when it comes to having success on the Amazing Race?
I definitely think when you're racing and you're going to new places for a lot of people, you're completely out of your comfort zone. And like you said, I'm used to traveling for wrestling, so I'm used to being places I'm not familiar with. I think that will help, but also the race kind of like expect the unexpected. There's so many different factors and so many things that could hurt you or help you. There's really no way to properly prepare. So being an experienced traveler definitely isn't hurting the situation, but I also don't know how much it's going to help.
Mike, Brandon Gavin, sorry.
Robbie, your upcoming appearance on The Amazing Race is already being picked up by major media outlets such as the Miami Herald. How do you anticipate capitalizing on this type of mainstream attention at TNA?
Could you actually repeat that one more time? I didn't hear the first half of it.
Sure. Your upcoming appearance on The Amazing Race is being picked up by major media outlets such as the Miami Herald. How do you anticipate capitalizing on this type of mainstream attention at TNA?
Well, any attention is good attention. So whatever comes of this race, I'm going to utilize it the most I could. I think, I think now our audience at TNA will grow. Fans that are, CBS Amazing Race, it's huge. It just won an Emmy. It's getting over 10 million, viewers a week. I think people are going to fall in love with me and Brooke on the show, and they're going to be tuning into Impact Wrestling now to check us out on there. So I think it helps us as wrestlers. I think it helps professional wrestling in general. I think it helps TNA. Everyone involved, it's only positive,
All right, listen, well, speaking of TNA, the company has undergone major changes over the last several months. With a move to a new night and turnover on the roster, what are your opinions on Impact Wrestling's future on Spike TV and beyond?
Well, I think change is a good thing. It's always good to change, keep things fresh and excited. So, the new night, Wednesday night, it was kind of out of nowhere and a shock to some people, but I think, our rating is already where it normally is. I think, it's kind of like now our home night. Wrestling never has really been on Wednesday night, so I think it's a new thing. It's ours. We own it. And as far as, whether we end up staying on Spike TV or going somewhere else, it doesn't really matter. Our fan base is going to follow, and, TNA is here to stay, and it's not going anywhere, bro,
Hey, Mike Chiari.
Robbie, TNA turned a lot of heads when it announced that Bound for Glory would be held in Japan this year. And with that event now just a few weeks away, how do you feel TNA is going to benefit from having its biggest show of the year in Japan?
Again, change is good. Something different is good. So, pretty rare and random for a wrestling pay-per-view to be outside of the U.S. For the most part, especially somewhere like Japan. But I think it builds excitement. It's something different. You don't really know what to expect. I'm excited to be a part of it. Everyone's excited to be a part of it. And I think it'll be fun for fans to watch with, just a different atmosphere because fans in Japan react to things differently. I think it'll just be a whole new cool experience for everybody involved.
BG?
Robbie, TNA has leaned on you as a go-to source for a lot of high-quality comedic relief. How do you enjoy your comedy act, and are you looking to branch out into a more serious role?
It is what it is. People could choose to look at Robbie E. how they want to look at him, but Robbie E. is an established wrestler. I'm a former X Division champ. I'm a former television champ, two-time TNA tag champ, like I said when we first got on. I think, our matches in the past few months with the Wolves opened up a lot of people's eyes. You know, we never really had the opportunity to showcase our wrestling skills, and I think it opened up eyes to people to see that, wow, these guys really could wrestle too. So moving forward, I would like to continue like that, and you know, I definitely plan to be added to the short list of Grand Slam champions and win the world title one day. You know, be able to say I had every title.
Okay, my next question actually says you have quietly amassed a very impressive championship record, but it's not very quietly when you've yelled about it twice in this interview alone. So let's talk about it. You've had a pretty decorated career for a guy who, a lot of people don't view you as a top guy in TNA, but the records speak for themselves. Are there any moments?
The records speak for themselves, and the longevity speaks for itself. I mean, you know, I've been here 4 years, and, you know, wrestling is constantly always changing. I remember when I started in TNA, the locker room that I was in, there was a few different locker rooms that we changed in. The locker room that I was in, I'd say about 95% of those guys are gone now. And when you would have looked at it, it probably would have said Robbie E would have been one of the early ones out. But I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. So, you know, that proves right there that I deserve to be where I'm at. And, yeah, I mean, look at the gold, bro. Look at the records. Three different championships.
It's
Robbie
true.
E, bro.
It's I'm Robbie E, bro. I want that. That should be on your gravestone. I'm Robbie E, bro.
Think about it. I have my own DJ. I have my own DJ.
That's true. That's true. I brought a DJ around, but everybody thought I had something wrong with me.
The thing is, we don't only bring him to wrestling shows. You know, we bring him to the mall. We bring him over to we bring him to church. So, you know, when we're in church and he's
take that in church. Well, listen, you have, like you said, a very decorated career. Are there any moments that really stick out as top highlights for you in your career thus far?
You know, there's a lot. Obviously, winning gold is huge. I'd say winning the tag titles for the second time in Tokyo was a huge deal for us on one night only pay-per-view. You know, putting the beat down on Ronnie from the Jersey Shore is always memorable. Breaking my big VIP sign over my former bouncer, Bigger Rob's head is, you know, something funny that I'll never forget because it's fun to break stuff on people's heads. I mean, there's so many memories, man. Like, it's just, those are the first few that pop in my head.
Mike, you all right?
Robbie, tag team wrestling's really taken center stage recently in TNA with Team 3D, the Hardys, the Wolves, competing in that series of matches for the tag titles. As a tag team wrestler in your own right, what are your feelings on the current state of tag team wrestling in TNA?
I think it's coming back, and we have great wrestlers. I think for a while, you know, you go back to you look at tag teams, tag teams, guys working together, they looked alike, they, you know, thought alike. They were, you know, a gelled unit. We're now tag team matches, at least for a while, tag team matches were almost just two singles matches. You know, they were just guys thrown together, and, you know, the art of tag team wrestling was gone. And I think, you know, we are definitely moving forward with it and getting it back to where it needs to be. Like you said, I mean, you just listed some of the greatest tag teams of all time, some of the greatest tag teams, you know, currently in pro wrestling. So we're on the right track.
BG?
Robbie, as Donnie alluded to earlier, TNA has undergone many changes to the product, but none more noticeable than the makeup of the roster. With new talent coming in and other talent leaving, do you feel that makes for a more competitive environment for TNA?
Yeah, I mean, you know, for the viewers at home, it's good. It's, you know, the best of the best last. It's always good for change and to see new things. But you know, for guys here, the fact that some of our top guys have been, you know, let go or they didn't work out the right way, where it shows that really no one's invincible. So, you know, it makes you not get comfortable and always want to keep working hard. And, you know, I know no matter what, I still, you know, I have worked hard for 4 years and I got to continue to work hard for 4 years to keep my spot, to prove myself and to show that I'm as good as I am. So, I mean, it's good to keep you on your toes like that. You don't want anyone to get too comfortable and to just go through the motions.
Listen, a huge thanks to TNA star Robbie, reality star, all-around nice guy, Robbie E. Tell the fans where they can see you on Amazing Race and where they can support you on the internet, man.
So check it out. So this Friday, we're starting Amazing Race CBS, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be huge, 25th season. Throughout the season, we're going to hit the 300th episode. It is just going to be wild. Me, Brooke, a dating couple that were on Survivor are on with us. Bethany Hamilton, who got her arm bit off by a shark. They made a movie about her. Her and her husband are on, so it's an all-star cast. And then to keep up with other stuff, there is my Twitter and Instagram, which is at Robbie E Impact. And then, of course, my official website, robbie-e.com. And then, of course, other information about me at impactwrestling.com, where you can find out everything about that.
So huge thanks to Robbie E for coming on the show, man. We appreciate your time and good luck.